if instead of dropping, if he had gone and taken another expansion, this expansion or even his yellow minerals, I think that he would be in a much more solid situation right now.
Because what's a shame is that Nortain really was winning the game for a good half to 3/4 of it. He was winning it battle by battle slowly, and it was just that one battle turned everything around.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that that's just a lesson to look at and realize that sometimes you have to learn to not,
Do you think that's a positive point of StarCraft 2 or negative? That like how one mistake can really make you suffer so horribly?
No, I mean, it's really the same in StarCraft 1. I think that the same thing happens where, it's if you overcommit in a certain situation, you're going to be punished for it. So no, I don't think it's a negative point of StarCraft 2 specifically.
I mean, because he's paying for this right now, and this expansion already hatches the worst time. He never had a chance to cancel. It's hatched already.
Well, also, I mean, and another point too is just that you have to notice. Look how much gas the Terran player has. He has almost 4,000 gas right now. And granted, he has 2 expos going, but I think Zerg also used a very gas-heavy build between the Mutes and the Banelings, and I think he was gas-capped early. And so, while Terran was able to have enough resources, Zerg sort of wasn't. I think that's also maybe part of the problem here.
It's very hard for Zerg to run off even 2 bases. I really feel like the sweet spot for Zerg to be able to have an effective army that keeps pumping up to speed is 3 base. You need 3 bases, especially even for mid-game. Mutalisk just costs so much gas, especially with you bringing Banelings into the fray. He needed a 3rd base earlier on. But we do see a Greater Spire, so the only thing I could imagine is Broodlords.
Yeah, Greater Spire is only used for Broodlords or for Mute 3rd upgrades, right? And he doesn't have any upgrades for his Mute yet, does he?
No, I don't believe so. Nope.
No.
So yeah, he's most likely going to be going for Broodlords. That was still a great little battle there. The micro combination that Nortain's been using is still holding up, but I don't know if it's going to be able to hold up for long enough.
Here's some Marines in his base. And one interesting thing to note is now that he has less Zerglings and less Banelings, look how he's starting to suffer losses, because that's really that unit combination that was winning him those battles.
Yeah, the Mutalisks were really there just as cleanup.
Yeah, basically. And I think without the large numbers of Zerglings and Banelings now, he's going to start to lose these battles. And even with these Banelings, he needs more Zerglings, because really those Zerglings were critical.
The Zerglings are, exactly. And this is the kind of depressing point, and I've hit this in so many games of you've teched to Broodlords. You're like, all right, I need to get into endgame. You tech to Broodlords, but your economy is wrecked, and you can't afford more than one. The depressing, lonely
hero Broodling. Let's see what he can do, though. Maybe he... Broodlord.
Against Terran, I don't think much, especially with the way Terran's upgraded. He's going to have to micro it very close. He's going to even have to try to hit some ledge micro and hope to all high hell that he can keep the medevacs away to spot for the Marines. Yeah,
you never know. I mean, I'd like to see more ledge micro with Blue Roach. I think that can be really powerful for them in the same way that it was for carriers in StarCraft 1. And here we see Ravens, which are really awesome. And I hope that maybe Grog uses the Hunter-Seeker missile. And not just these missile turrets.
But these turrets are actually perfect. They're going to distract the Zerglings. They're going to take out some of the Banelings before they can even get there. And even, they'll be fodder for the Broodlords so other stuff can get in, as you're going to see right now. Look at that.
Yeah. And they didn't, the Banelings still good, but just not be able to do enough, not able to get close enough before they're taken out.
Yeah, once that Broodlord falls, so does, I think, Nortain.
So sad. But yeah, I'd really love to see more Hunter-Seeker used, because it's such a strong ability. I mean, twice as strong as Sidestorm, with maybe a larger area now. And there we have the GG.
Yeah, the GG.
One thing I'd like to point out too, while in these last couple seconds of the game, is just that one thing that Grog did great is that once he started to gain the lead, look what he did. He expanded again to the bottom right, which I think is maybe what Zerg should have done to begin with, because it's really that extra expansion and not being risky and going all in with some sort of harass or drop that's going to win you the games.
I agree. All right, well, thank you guys, and we'll hopefully send you replays to everything I said before for the 2v2 games for next week, and we'll see you then.
Send us replays. Bye. GG.
Bye. GG!